Welcome to the Galvant Gals podcast. I am Natalie.
And I'm Angelica. It is great to be back. It has been a minute. We are so excited to be here. We have with us today our amazing agent and friend, Marty, here to talk with us about Disneyland Paris. So, I mean, what a way to kick off us being back. Disneyland Paris? I mean, yes, please.
And how awesome that you can say that you went.
I know.
Oh, right.
I know.
Oh,
So let's see, where should we even start?
oh gosh, I don't know.
I
I'm just
know.
excited.
So
I'm
much.
excited about all of it.
Well, why don't you go over, like you had mentioned your itinerary. So why don't you go over just like
Yeah.
your itinerary and then we'll start with like check-in.
Okay. Yeah. So arriving there was really easy. So I was leaving Amsterdam and went straight to Disneyland on a train. It had other stops along the way that people were getting on and off, but I never had to switch trains. So I got on in Amsterdam and I stayed on that train until its last stop, which was Disneyland. So it was super
So
easy.
did y'all? Okay, so just I mean, out of complete curiosity and for everybody watching, tell us a little bit about the resorts real quick. Like, can you stay on property like you can at
Yes.
Florida,
Yes.
California? Okay.
Yep. Yep. And most all of them are within walking distance of the parks.
Yeah.
So like where the train lets out is basically kind of like their equivalent of Disney Springs. And so it drops you there. They have the restaurants, they have the World of Disney, like they have all of that right there. And then like the hotel we stayed at, Hotel Sequoia, was about a 15-minute walk to the parks, which wasn't bad, but they're all kind of in that area. They still have the bus systems too if you need to use the
Oh,
buses.
nice.
I
Well,
didn't
see,
know
and
that.
that was one thing that I was always a little bit not really scared or hesitant. It was just traveling abroad. You get so used to things being the same, whether it's Florida or California. There's consistency in both. Traveling abroad, though, you're wondering if that consistency kind of stays. And I'm like,
Mhm.
I had no idea, so I'm glad to
Yeah.
know that there's still buses, and I can still feel a little bit inside a Disney bubble,
Yep.
even in Paris. So
Yeah. Yeah. Yep. That's the same. And then, so let's see, got off the train, a hotel room wasn't ready yet. So dropped our luggage like you would at any other Disney resort and headed into the parks. We had a 4-day ticket. And Natalie, I think you can speak on this. There was something about like it was cheaper to do a 4-day ticket or something. There was
I
some
want to say,
package that was cheaper. Or
if you stay on property, I feel like you're forced to do the 4-day ticket.
yeah, there
I
was
think you
something weird,
have
I
to.
guess.
There's a
well,
weird
and I
ticket
was gonna
thing, but
say,
it's not that expensive at all. Like it's
No,
totally worth
no,
it.
well, and I know when
no.
people come to here from Europe or wherever, they only have the option of like a 10 or a 14-day ticket, if I'm not mistaken.
Mm,
Oh, I don't
Um,
know.
I don't
because
know.
everyone that I've ever met from Europe coming to here, all of theirs have been 14-day tickets. And I'm like, that is a wild amount of days. But so I'm wondering if 4-day was like your only option. Did you book it for her, Natalie?
Yes, and I feel
Okay.
like when you're on property, you're a little forced to get that ticket.
Okay.
But it's not that much.
Right.
So it's
Yeah.
worth it. But tell us about the hotel.
Well, so the Hotel Sequoia is where I stayed, and it's like its theming is American National Park theme. And so they have like
Okay.
pine trees and sequoias, and it's really like a wilderness feel to
I was
it.
gonna say, would it feel kind of like Wilderness Lodge or like the Grand
Yep.
Californian, where it kind of
Yep.
has that like earthy American like
Yes.
wilderness feel? Okay.
Yes, yes, and they have restaurants in the hotels just like the other ones, like buffets, stuff like that. All of that's the same. Let's see. I didn't eat at any of those restaurants. One
So do
thing
they
that
have quick service options too? Like,
yeah, I don't know
okay,
that they really call them quick service, and I don't know that they have an actual dining plan there. But yeah, they have like the buffets and like just your normal
gotcha.
stuff.
Okay.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Was the food at the hotel, was it expensive or was it pretty affordable?
I never ate at the hotel.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I never ate at the hotel. The one thing about that hotel, the AC was out. Now, in
It's a
Europe,
very European
it's
thing, though.
common for them to not have AC, and I just thought, oh, the
It's
hotels here don't
Disney.
have AC. It's Disney. Well, apparently that hotel was having issues. But I will say, through the parks, like the restaurants, the theaters that you go in to watch the shows, the shops, no AC. The ride
Really?
queues, yeah. And
But
it was
okay,
hot. It was
I was gonna
hot
say
in Paris that week.
y'all went in April, was it April or May?
We ended up, yeah, being there early May, and we went over France's Labor Day, which I was kind of
Oh,
curious how that would affect it. And it was a little more crowded, but it wasn't bad. But yeah, so that's common for them not to have AC there. But I was shocked that the hotel didn't, but they said that they were just having AC problems. But it was
you texted me and you've been like, it is so hot. And I'm like, I thought it was wild because I guess in my head, in May, I mean, it's warmish, but I mean, we still have some chilly days. I was surprised, to hear that it was as warm as it
yeah,
was.
it was hot.
Mm.
Hmm.
What
And with all
about,
those bodies,
yeah.
I couldn't do it.
Yeah.
I couldn't do it.
What
Yeah.
about the hotel room itself? Like, was it pretty comfortable?
Yeah, it was okay. I think that the ones at Walt Disney World, I've never stayed at the ones at Disneyland, California, but the ones at Walt Disney World seemed to be a bit more comfortable. Um, it was a big room. It was a good sized room. And yeah,
Like
no
size
complaints.
wise
But
comparison, like would you think that it would compare to more of like a moderate resort sized room or like a deluxe sized resort room? Because I mean we
moderate
stayed at
to
all three.
deluxe. Yeah.
Okay. So the
Yeah.
size of the room was
The size of the
nice.
room was great, and
Okay.
it had a balcony too, and it had a big table on it, and like it was surrounded by trees, so you couldn't even, if the trees were down, you could have seen rides in the park, but it was like
Oh,
lined with trees where the room was at.
Yeah.
And so it was a really nice space out there. But
Okay.
yeah.
now what are the differences between the two parks? So there's two
So
parks at Disneyland.
there's Disneyland Paris, and then there's Walt Disney Studios. And Walt Disney Studios was under construction when we were there. They're putting in the new Frozen Land currently.
Oh,
Oh,
Yeah.
nice.
So,
Because
and
the only one that has Frozen is one of the
I think it's like Japan, isn't it? Or
yeah.
Tokyo.
I think it's Tokyo.
And then I heard that I think it's Walt Disney Studios is getting a log ride, like a Lion King themed
oh
log
Oh,
ride.
yes, like
nice.
Splash Mountain type.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, with
Yeah.
Lion King. That's going to be awesome.
Yeah.
That'll be cool.
So Disneyland Paris is very comparable to Disneyland California and Magic Kingdom. Um, Walt Disney Studios, in my opinion, was very similar to like Hollywood Studios in a
Yeah.
way.
Well, and same thing with California Adventure. I mean, California Adventure and Hollywood Studios semi mirrored each other, minus like the Ferris wheel. And then when they added the whole Marvel side of
Mhm.
things, but I mean, that's kind of the same vibe that I kind of get from, I always want to
Yeah,
call it studios, but it's Walt Disney Studios in Paris.
Yes, Walt Disney Studios.
Okay.
because I don't feel like it's very clear as to what's even there. Like, I
Yeah.
Yeah.
still
Did it
don't
have
even
that
know
old
what's
Hollywood
there.
vibe?
Not really. It
Because
didn't.
Yeah,
I was gonna say that's the one thing that gets me, even with California Adventure and Hollywood Studios. I love that nostalgic, like Hollywood vibe. And
Yeah.
so now, with Tower of Terror being my favorite ride and being at Hollywood Studios, is that in Walt Disney Studios, the Tower of
Yes.
Terror?
And that was my first ride
Okay.
that I,
and
Oh, nice.
yeah. Yes.
I just talked to someone who got back from Disneyland Paris, and Tower of Terror at Disney World is her absolute favorite ride.
And
And
she said this one was better.
yeah,
I knew it.
No.
Yeah.
yes, she was like, she said I had a high bar, and she said, yeah, Disneyland
Mhm.
Paris beat Tower of Terror.
Well, now I
That's
have to
Yeah.
one of the
go.
rides that I have written down to talk about. There's like three main rides I want to talk about that
Well,
are
let's
the
talk about it.
differences.
Let's talk
Okay.
about these rides.
All right. So the first one I had written down was Tower of Terror. So, okay. So in Disneyland, California, obviously they're rethemed to Guardians. So that
Yeah.
one's, kind of on its own level, I think. But comparing the one at Walt Disney World and this one, so they look very similar on the outside. The queue inside is pretty much the same. They still show the same video, only it's in
Mhm.
French.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But I would be willing to bet because I noticed on some of the ride queues, sometimes we would get an English version, sometimes it would be a French version. You just never knew. But that part was the same. But so in the scene, the little girl that's holding the Mickey doll. So she's like the main character of this ride.
Yes.
And
Cool.
okay, so you know how the one in California, have y'all ridden that one? The Guardians?
No,
No,
I have
so
not.
it opened, Guardians opened. I went 2 weeks
Okay.
before the Guardians opened in 2017.
Okay. So
So,
as it's doing its like drops, it'll kind of stop and it'll hover like this and it'll show
yes.
you a screen and it does it really well. So this one does that and it's showing you a screen and it's this little girl and it's so creepy. And
That's
so
what she
just
said. It's
the
creepy.
vibes it is, and then at the end when you're done she's like humming the da-na-na-na-na-na. The whole
Oh
thing is creepy, but it makes it so good. And I need to probably look up the actual ride times, but I feel like it lasted longer too.
Yeah.
no. Yeah.
It was
Well,
good.
and I know that like when you and I did our 4 park day, telling you, I was like the one that like they have different sequences on our tower, but I was like the one that drops you straight out of the gate is the longest sequence. It's the best one, and it's the furthest drop. And
Hmm.
so, what would you say in comparison, like that drop sequence over there? Like, is that one still better?
I think that one's better. Yes,
Oh,
I'm
Yeah.
telling you, it is good. And
I'm
you
That's
like, now I have
truly
to
do
go.
not know if you're going to go up or down once it starts. Like you can't tell because they do such a good job hovering and kind of bouncing you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, and I never thought, like, if you would have asked me the first time I rode Tower of Terror if that would ever be my favorite ride, all
Hmm.
signs would have pointed to no, because I got off that ride crying, child, and like then they drug me on it again, and I cried like a
Yeah.
child. And but for that to end up being like my favorite ride of all time, now I have to go to Paris. I mean, that's just.
like that's the reason why we need to go
I
is
mean,
for Tower of Terror.
that's all. That's the only reason in my head that I can think of that justifies me going. So,
But what is the other ride?
Okay, so the other one is Haunted Mansion.
okay,
Mm-hmm.
All right,
Phantom
so
Manor over there,
in
right?
yep, in Paris it's
Okay,
called Phantom Manor. Um, like I think one of the main differences between like the one in California, number one, the one thing that I love about that one is the overlay, the Nightmare Before Christmas overlay
Oh
that they
yeah.
do.
okay,
I think they're the only ones that
they are.
do that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and I feel like their queue, you walk through a lot of it.
yeah,
Um, but this one, so like the storyline for the Phantom Manor, this one I feel like had a more creepy vibe. It had a saloon shootout, which was really cool scene. But
yeah.
listen to this storyline. So I wrote it down. Okay, so so this storyline revolves around prospector Henry Ravenswood and his wife Martha and their daughter Melanie. So after a devastating earthquake strikes the town of Thunder Mesa, a phantom appears at Melanie's wedding, murdering her groom and hanging him in the attic.
Hanging him.
This
That's a
event
children's
leaves
ride.
this event leaves Melanie forever waiting for her groom, and the phantom invites spirits to haunt the manor, creating a haunting that lasts for eternity.
For eternity.
Eternity. I'm thinking about that
Well,
too. But so it also, so this ride sits right by their Thunder Mountain, which was
Yes.
closed when I was there. But I guess,
No.
yes, so I
Oh,
didn't get to
darn.
ride that one. They were doing construction on it. But that whole area, I guess, is
Yeah.
Thunder
It's front.
Mesa right through there.
So it's like our frontier land.
Yes.
Yeah.
But the town, it's like the earthquake and yeah.
Yeah.
But anyway, I was like, so it's got a little bit
That
more of
is
a
a
creepy.
wild story. I'm like, I feel like sometimes we are so sensitive to things here.
Oh
And I'm
yeah.
like, Europe is like, who cares?
Yeah.
Yeah.
A hanging body in the attic,
Yeah.
we're gonna
But
haunt the mess out of you, whatever. Like,
yeah.
love that. Love that.
Yeah, and it's the ride vehicles are the same. All of that's the same. I really like the saloon shootout scene. It was really cool.
So, with the New Orleans vibe of Disneyland, California, and then we've got kind of the what do they call it? Like the Gothic architecture for ours here. What was the architecture like for the one in Paris?
It was more like an old uh gold mine
Oh, okay.
like
So
type.
so
It
it fit
wasn't
that
really
vibe.
gothic.
It wasn't really like a house or like a
It was
manor.
kind of
Like,
like a manor, yes.
okay,
It
so
looked
like
like
a
a manor, but it was
colonial.
like wood and it
Oh, okay.
wasn't, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
More frontierish, more Wild
Kind of,
West.
yeah,
I was gonna say, so
I think.
it would fit the vibe of,
The
Yeah.
area.
yeah, like
Makes
of
Yes.
like a
sense.
frontier land.
Yeah, and they have a bunch of bushes and plants and trees all in front of it to kind of make it look like old and abandoned-ish.
Because I will say, like, the one thing I feel like that, and I mean, don't get me wrong, I love Haunted Mansion, but I feel like it fits really, really well in California, in New Orleans Square. But it kind of is it's kind of like the odd duck of Frontierland here in
Yeah.
because I mean, it
Yeah.
just doesn't fit the
It's
Yeah.
yeah.
like if it was
Well,
like an
because
old colonial house.
it's in between Fantasyland and um the colonial
Like
area,
Liberty
not
Hmm.
Square.
Frontier.
No,
Yes.
and so
It's in its own little thing.
Frontierland is across what used to be like where the ferry boat would go. It would kind of sit across from what would be Frontierland. So you've got Liberty Square, but I felt like if it was like an old colonial house, it would fit better. But like
Yeah.
that kind of gothic vibe, it just doesn't. That's why I was curious how it looked in Paris because I mean the architecture fits well in two different places, but ours is kind of
Random.
yeah.
Yeah.
But
And then the
what was the
third ride,
third ride?
Space Mountain.
Oh, okay.
I also preferred the Space Mountain. So the main differences between the one in California and Walt Disney World is the one in California rides two per row. It's a two-seater
Yeah.
versus a single.
Yeah.
Okay, so this one is more like Rock and Roller Coaster. So it's more of a roller coaster style cart.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
It is Star Wars themed, and you're battling with like the Imperial forces.
Oh,
It
I
has a
love that.
launch. It has a launch. It has flips. It's all in the dark.
That is
And so
not at all like Space
it kind of
Mountain.
doesn't fit the theme of Space Mountain, but it's their Space
It's
Mountain
like Space Mountain and Rock and Roller Coaster had a baby and it
of
was
Star
It
Star
Wars.
came
Wars
out
themed.
Star
Yeah.
Wars.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
because the one time I ever rode Space Mountain in Disneyland, they had a Star Wars overlay. And so I didn't know that that was even a thing. And so it was a Star Wars overlay when I rode it in Disneyland.
Hmm.
And so in my head, I thought that it was Star Wars themed because I mean that
Mm.
was the only time I'd ever been to Disneyland. But apparently, it was just like a special overlay. So I'm surprised to hear this. Like, is it all Star Wars all the time?
I guess so. I think
I
I
think
saw
so.
somewhere where they had changed it in like 2015, and it's been that
Stay
ever
that way.
since. Yeah. So yeah, it was pretty cool. And then speaking of Rock and Roller Coaster, so they used to have Rock and Roller Coaster there, and they changed it to a Marvel
Oh.
roller coaster. It's
Well,
called
because they can do that and we
yeah,
can't.
Avengers, not Marvel. Avengers Assemble Flight Force,
Marvel,
and
but
it was
yeah,
pretty cool. Or yeah,
yeah.
I don't know
Yeah.
my
So
Marvel well.
it's okay. Was that so? It was rock. Was it Aerosmith themed? Or I wonder.
I don't know what the
Mm.
theming, but they did say it was Rock and Roller Coaster, so I assumed that it was Aerosmith. That I didn't look into that, but
I have lots of thoughts
um,
on them changing it to Muppets here. Lots of thoughts.
I'm not happy about it.
Can we just say they missed the mark? Because I mean, power line. That's all I'm saying. Power line.
Hmm.
Oh, that would
It's
have been
like
cool. That would have been
freaking
cool.
power
Yeah.
line. Like who? I mean, you already have power line. Anyway,
It's fine.
Yeah.
it's fine.
So yeah,
Um,
lots of the same rides and lots of different ones. Like they have a little Indiana Jones roller coaster. They have the parachutes in Toy Story Land that you
oh
ride,
yeah,
and they take you up
Oh,
and drop you. And they have the car that is on his little track from Toy
Toy
Story.
Story.
oh,
Yeah.
the race car.
Yes. So they have a lot of the same Small World Pirates, a lot of the same Peter Pan, and then a lot of different ones too. Crush's roller
I'm
coaster is a popular one there. Everybody that's the one everybody rope drops is that one.
seeing.
Yes, yeah. Like you're riding
Cool.
through the
The
waves with it,
yeah.
the yeah,
That's really cool.
it was.
How
Yeah.
come I didn't even know that that was there?
Yeah, and
The
Like,
Great
the
Australian
cart,
is it or GAC Current or whatever it is, like that
yeah.
crush. Yeah.
Yeah. But the ride seat is weird because it's like one cart sits four, but you face, so it's like two and two, but you face opposite ways. And
oh,
once you
okay.
get going, it's like it unlocks and it kind of just spins and
That's
does its
cool though.
own thing. Yeah.
It
I
makes
like
me kind of
that.
think of the new monsters that they're gonna do.
Oh, I can't wait.
That's kind of how the new monsters is. It's like two and two, and
Mm.
like you got a door that kind of separates you. So, oh, that's really
Yeah.
cool. I didn't even know they had a Nemo themed
I didn't
ride.
I didn't know
Hmm.
that either. And I've
And
Yeah.
watched
so
all of the Imagineering
I
on
know,
Yeah.
same.
Disney
I
Plus
literally watch like behind the attractions
behind the
for
attractions and
everything.
Yeah.
Like
no
that's one of
clue.
I will go back and rewatch them. That is like one of my favorite things to watch. And so
Yeah.
I had no clue about the crush. So do they
Hmm.
have like a Toy Story Land like they do here?
Yeah, so this, Walt Disney Studios is such a hodgepodge of things, I feel like, because you have Tower of Terror in it, you have the Avengers ride, you have a little Toy Story Land, which was okay. You have
Yeah.
Crush, you have Remy's, they're building Frozen.
So
Um,
it's almost like they've hodgepodge Epcot and it's almost like Epcot,
without the great
California
food.
Adventure,
Yeah.
and Hollywood Studios like all had a baby because California Adventure's got the Marvel, so it's like they've hodgepodged all of that
Mhm.
together. Do they have a store in there? That was one thing that I was curious about.
A what?
Soren.
Oh, Soren. I don't know what I thought you said. No.
Okay,
No,
so no
there's not a
Soren.
Soren. No
Okay,
Soren. Nope.
Well, what about the food?
The food overall was good, but I will
Huh?
say I think Walt Disney World and Disneyland California have it beat.
Oh,
I
good.
think that
okay.
there's more
Oh,
options.
good.
Yeah.
Well, I would
And
We
just
get
assume,
one thing. We get one
right?
check box.
I
they
was just going
do.
to assume that theirs was going to be better because I don't know. I feel like America has the stereotype of
Yeah,
preservatives and all this, and it's more fresh there, and this and that. But
Yeah.
I feel better that you say that because I know you're a foodie. Like
Yeah.
yeah,
you are an adventurous. Like, for you to say that, that makes me feel better. That makes me
Yeah.
feel like that. Okay, maybe I'm not as picky as I thought. Like, for a
Yeah.
foodie to say the food's better here,
Yeah. They
I'll take
do
that as a
have a
win.
lot of cute Mickey shaped food there. Like they had a
Of course they do.
donut that was shaped filled with Nutella, maybe I guess it was. They had
yeah,
a Mickey shaped pizza, which was really cute. But the nice the sit down restaurants that I ate at, one of them was called the Steakhouse, and it's a 1950s Chicago themed
Oh, okay.
restaurant.
okay.
And that steak, and then they had a twice baked potato, really good. And for me to say
Our
that the steak
American
is
food.
good, because I
Yeah.
know what a good steak is.
You're from Texas, ma'am. Of course, you know what a good steak is.
It was a
Like,
good steak. And
okay,
then Walt's restaurant also had a steak there, wasn't as good, but
Oh.
still a cool restaurant to go to.
Yeah.
And then we ate at the Remy's restaurant, and I loved that one. The
that Walt's
themey in
restaurant thing
there.
was so cute, though. Like, not even
Yeah.
the pin itself, but just like its logo.
Hmm.
Like, it reminded me of like just kind of a classic, like mom and pop. Like the way
Yeah.
that logo was. That was the one thing I loved about when you sent me
Yeah.
that pin. I was like, oh, I have to have that. Just the
Yeah.
logo is darling.
Yeah, and that one's on Main Street in Disneyland. And
Okay.
it has a lot of old pictures of him and history of Walt. And so that one was kind of cool to go to.
Yeah.
But the Remy's one, oh my gosh, the theming in there was so cute. It's like his restaurant at the end of the movie.
No
Oh,
That's
way.
yes. Yes, and the ride empties out and you can look into the restaurant and see everybody in there.
that's
And
pretty cool.
yes, the food was amazing. It's like a set menu type thing. Or you get to pick one appetizer, one entree, and then my dessert, I had a cheesecake and it was shaped like a big piece of cheese. So cute.
Oh,
I've seen that.
Yeah. And they
So,
had their own special wine there for that restaurant that was like labeled
really?
Chef Remy's. I was like, "Can I
Oh,
buy this?" And they were like, "No." I was like, "Dang
so did you ride Remy's when you were there?
it." Mhm.
Okay, so is theirs 2D or 3D?
2D.
You know, there,
Exact what they're doing to it in Epcot. Exact
good.
same scenes and everything. It's just you don't have to have the goggle or the
yeah, well,
glasses.
they're changing it to 2D here. And like I've never been
Yes.
so excited to be able to
Me
finally
too.
ride a ride in my life because I
Yeah.
cannot freaking ride Remy's. Cannot.
Yeah.
That ride just makes me so dizzy. Like,
Me too.
Yeah.
And I had never
just,
ridden it until Natalie and I went, and I was
yeah.
like, I have never been motion sick off of a ride like that before. And like, so every time we go, like my girls love it, but I'm like, God, if they would just make this 2D like Mickey and Minnie Runaway Railway. But I'm glad to know that they're changing it. So that was
Yeah.
one thing I was curious if it was 3D or if it was 2D.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
What about like the parades and the entertainment during the day? And then we'll get to the night.
Okay, so let's see, I have their parade written down. What is it called?
Oh, I do not know. I'd have to look that up.
Yeah.
Couldn't
Where
tell
did
you.
it? Hold on.
I did not
Oh,
come
there it is.
prepared with notes.
So their parade is called Disney Stars on Parade, and it's very
Oh, I
similar
did know
to
that.
Festival of Fantasies.
Yes.
Yes, they have like the Maleficent dragon that comes out
Yep.
and breathes the
Oh,
fire.
yes. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yes.
So
They
it's
have the
very
Rapunzel
similar to
thing
that.
that swings. Yep.
I can't remember if they had that. Some of the floats were different. They had
Okay.
some different floats, but all in all, like it was very similar to that one. So nothing
Nighttime
too different
parade.
there. One of my favorite shows it was called Disney Dreams, an Enchanted Classic Show. Wait, hold on, no. Mickey and the Magician. Sorry.
Okay. I feel like I've heard of that one
Mickey,
before.
okay. So Mickey and the Magician, what I was gonna say was it is very similar to Disney Dreams, an Enchanted Classic
Oh,
Show, which is a show on that they show on the Disney Magic cruise ship.
oh,
Oh,
okay.
It's
okay.
like, and I've talked with people who have cruised a bunch of different Disney ships, and I guess like that show is special to the Magic, and they said that show beats a lot of the other, like even though it's
Uh-huh.
on one of the the oldest
Yeah, one
ship,
of the
they're like
older
that's our
ones.
favorite.
Yeah.
But anyway, that show was so similar to that
Okay.
one.
To the ship.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was interesting. Yeah, and that show, like it was weird. Half of it was in French and half of it was in English. Like some characters would speak French and some would speak English. So
So shows like that, um, do they, I hate to say, like, do they have almost like a sign language interpreter, but do they have an area where there's like a subtitle or anything like that? Or
I didn't see
you're
any.
just kind of like,
Mm-hmm.
Or
okay.
like earphones or something.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
hey, the new AirPods, that have the translate, that'll be the perfect thing. Just wear them into the park and it'll
That'll be
translate
Yeah.
it for
interesting to
you.
see how well it picks up, just like watching a show with the AirPods, how it
Yeah.
translates. That would
Yeah.
be
I just
interesting.
know the nail salons are about to be lit.
Yeah.
People wearing their AirPods into the nail salon.
Yep. Yeah. So overall, the shows were good, but
What about moving into night? What about like the nighttime parade? Is there a good nighttime parade or a nighttime show?
didn't see a parade, but there is a nighttime show. It's called Disney Tales of Magic,
Oh,
and I will say that I
don't
do
you,
like it more
don't
than
you,
Happily
don't
Ever
you,
After.
don't you?
I
I'm
have
telling you,
the
holy
things that I
moly.
have seen about it, I'm
Okay,
like,
fun guys, I gotta go.
Why can't we have that here? Where's our
Dude.
drones?
Okay.
Where's the
Yeah.
drones?
So
Drones I get, but like happily ever after,
hold on
come
though.
on.
Okay. So you have the music, the
Yeah.
projections, the fireworks, drones, and a water show out front. Yeah. And they played my favorite Lion King song, Who
Yes.
Lives in You.
So
And
it
so, I
got you
mean,
right here.
That's one of
yeah.
my favorite Lion King songs.
And
Me
they did a
too.
cool Toy Story one where Zurg was up there, and um because they had
Projections on the
all of those.
castle
Yes,
and
they had
drones
it
beside the
all,
castle.
huh?
With the castle too.
The drones, yes, the drones are up there by the castle.
I
It's
haven't seen
cool.
it, but I've seen clips with the drones and the all the thing, and I'm like, that is
It's so cool.
amazing.
And then they use the water out front to do. It's like a mix of Happily Ever After and the one at California Adventure. Oh,
The
World of
World
Color.
of
Is that what
Color.
that's called?
Yeah.
Yeah,
And yeah, it's so cool. It's
Ah,
that's
so
pretty
cool.
awesome. I have heard that. That's why I was like, I need to know about this nighttime show because you
Yep.
did get to see it.
Yep.
Um,
I'm
well, what
surprised we
about
don't
the
have a nighttime
merch?
parade though. Like a
I
night, you know,
know
we've got like the nighttime electrical parade in California,
they
but
might
we've
get
got
one,
the
or maybe
because I'm
they
telling
have
you,
one.
the one at the new one at Disney, so good.
Yeah.
Get one eventually.
Yeah.
Now I want to go see the drone show.
It's
Well,
so good.
we'll have to get there one day. We'll get there one day. What about the merch? How was the
The
merch?
merch was good. They had a lot of cute stuff.
Because, like,
Um,
I know I want to go to Tokyo Disneyland because of all that merch. Oh my
The
yeah.
gosh.
freaking popcorn buckets, dude, from Tokyo. Stop! Like they're so good.
Yeah.
Yes.
This is so random, but one thing that I noticed they sell, and I have always wondered why they don't do this in Disney World or kids' books. They don't really have a lot
Oh,
of kids' books in Disney World. They had shelves of them. They were all in French, but they had shelves of all the different movies, different stories,
wow.
different. And I just thought that was cool. That's not really something that I've seen in the US parks.
No, I
You
mean,
see a book here and there,
I
but
didn't even
Yeah.
think about that. Like
yeah,
the Disney books used to be huge. Like I have them from when I was
yes,
younger, but
yeah.
like you don't see them being sold.
They looked cute.
Maybe it's just because Americans got a
There was
bunch
a
of
Remy
hooligan little
one.
children that be ripping the pages.
Yep. Yeah. They had all the classic stories, other one like they were really cute. They were
Well,
all in
and
French,
I
but
remember you sending me pictures too. Like they had like the home goods stuff like was so good.
yes.
Like
Yeah.
I was like, you were like, I think my suitcase is going to be overweight, you know, if I
Yeah.
start bringing this kind of stuff home. But like they have got such good merch.
Mhm.
And their pins are just, they put ours to shame.
Yeah.
Absolute shame. So,
Is the merch, like the overall cost to go to Disneyland Paris is a lot more affordable than it is to go to Disney World. Is the merch and the pins and things like that and the food, are those as
I think
expensive?
they're similar. I think it's very comparable.
well, like,
Okay.
I'll put it to you this way. So, Marty bought me a bunch of pins while I was down there, and I think I still have my receipts, Marty. Like, pretty sure I do. But the size comparison of their pins to like our pins, it blows our pins out of the water. So like this is one
Oh,
of
it's
their
huge.
pins. This is my hand.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
is massive.
So like for instance, like if this were a Disney World pin, this would be considered a mini jumbo. This would be anywhere from $37.99 to $44.99 here. I think you paid what, $22.99 for this pin?
Maybe. Yeah, I don't remember.
Like, and first of all, what Turk is Jane? When I tell you, they get the cutest stuff. Like even their Chip and Dale stuff. They're
Yeah.
and they're called Tick and Tack over there. And I'm telling you, their pins are. I mean, when I tell you, they're gigantic
It's
and
the
they are
size
so
of your
well
finger.
made. Well, and like the card backs are fantastic. They're thick. Like so, I think this pin, like maybe so, just the quality and the clarity of the pins, it puts ours to shame. Like I bought a Rapunzel pin, had to take it back because she was missing an eye. I mean, so
Yeah.
when I tell you their quality just is just out of this
Yeah.
world.
This still had the tags on it
Yeah.
Oh,
before I put it on, and I paid €70 for it, which would be, I would have to do the calculation. I think
right.
that's like 60 something.
So that's about the same.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, so like clothing stuff, most of the stuff was pretty comparable. Like food was pretty comparable, I would say.
I was kind of shocked though that the pin, like I felt like the pins were comparable in price, but the
Hmm.
size, it's the
Yeah,
size comparison. So the prices were comparable, but the size and the quality
yeah,
of what we got, what I paid, was astronomically different.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
yeah,
One
if
thing
you're a
I
pin
do want
collector,
to
then
talk
that's where to
about
go.
real quick is like their passes. So like our
Oh,
equivalent to
yes.
like Lightning Lane or whatever. So
Oh yeah.
they have a Premier Access Unlimited pass, and then they have Premier Access One, which is like an a la carte type thing. And I had looked at doing the unlimited pass for a day, and I remember it was going to cost us over $300 total for
Total.
just one day.
Oh, for
And
both or for one person?
for both for one day. And I just felt like because we had a 4 day
4
ticket,
days.
even though it was Labor Day and that day was a little bit busier,
It
it
kind of
didn't
reminds
feel
me
worth it.
of express passes at Universal. Like those can get pricey.
Yeah,
And now it's unlimited and there's a lot to do, but again, it's when you're paying that much per person, I mean, at that point you question is it worth
yeah.
it?
So
Unlimited. But so what about the one? Like is it a one ride redemption? Like
yes. So
okay.
I did two of those because like so Peter Pan over there in Disneyland, that's the one everybody goes to and it gets crazy wait times. And then Crush is the other one that everybody goes to. And so I was like, I want to make sure that I ride those. Everything else, we were getting fine. So the Peter Pan, we paid $18 per person US, which is a little higher than what I would like, but I also didn't want to wait in line for two
Well,
hours.
Yeah.
I feel like that's comparable to Guardians during peak season.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
Guardians
So,
or Rise of the Resistance. So
and then Crush was 26 per person. And that one,
oh, I thought you were saying that was what Crush was priced. So that
no,
was Peter Pan.
Peter Pan was 18 per person.
Okay. Okay.
And Crush was 26 per person. Crush is the one I really didn't want to miss because we don't have
Yeah.
that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And
I
then
would have
Peter
paid
Pan, I
that.
was curious if it would be different. I think a couple of the scenes were different, but overall it wasn't. But I wanted to make sure to get those two written, and it just felt like the best way to save time was to just do
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
one pass.
So
So
it'd be comparable like to our individual lightning lane.
yeah,
Okay.
pretty much. Yep. And
But
I
they
think that
didn't
had it not have been Labor Day, I think that the day pass like would have been cheaper.
okay. So they don't
But
have
that
For the
was
anything
unlimited.
like our lightning lane passes where you can pick your times
Nope.
and okay. So
It's
it's
just
either
it's like our
unlimited or
individual.
individual. Okay.
Yes. And you
Gotcha.
do pick your time on the individual and you can buy as many as you want.
oh, buy as many as you want.
Otherwise, it's universal. It's almost comparable
It's
to
the
Universal's Express.
yeah.
Okay. And so with like unlimited, there I'm assuming you don't have to pick time slots or anything like that.
I don't believe so, no.
Okay.
No.
Now
It's like our
with
new
their
Premier Pass.
yeah with well no Premier Pass you still only get one redemption.
One, yes, but you don't have to pick a time, is what I'm.
Right. So but this one you could ride unlimited amount of times. Is that right?
Mhm.
Okay.
That's how I read it, but it didn't seem worth it at that point because like the first day after I dropped the luggage off, went into the park, that day was pretty slow. And so like we'd started in Walt Disney Studios, did a bunch of rides there, went back to the hotel to put our bags up, went to Disneyland, rode some rides, watched the show, and then we looked. I had a list of all the rides I wanted to ride, and I was checking them off. And I was like, we did pretty good already.
Yeah.
And we have 4 days. So I was like, I don't know that I want to spend that much, but
Now, do they have an app and is it pretty easy to use? Like we have an
I,
app?
they do have an app. I think I like the Walt Disney World's better. maybe because I'm just more familiar with it and have
Yeah.
used it
Yeah.
so much. But it's very similar to it,
So it
I would
shows
say.
like wait times and
Yeah.
now did you ever eat any quick service like where you use the app to mobile order or no?
No.
Okay.
Because I want to say the quick service places, I don't know that we were able to mobile order. Or if we
Okay.
did, I'm just not remembering.
Okay.
Yeah.
I will say that is the one
Because
convenient feature about home is
technology is not my strong suit. So
I mean same, but
I
I
am
can I
not
can
sure
mobile
if we
order.
mobile ordered or not. I
I can
don't.
mobile order like a pro, but you want me to work the TV remote? Not your girl.
Yeah. Well, with the
So,
Walt Disney World app, I got that one down, but this one, yeah, I'm not 100% sure
yeah.
on that. And then castles. I wanted to talk about the castles too.
Yes.
So okay, comparing all in third place is Disneyland California. I know it's the
Yes.
Oh,
original, but dadgum, it's little.
Yes.
It's so tiny.
I walked down Main Street the first time. I was like, "Is that it right there?"
Yes.
Like, I
Like
didn't go
wow.
like my friend was like, "Look at the castle," and I was like, it's almost like smiling for
Oh.
your kids like art
Yeah.
project. You're like, "That's awesome."
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
And I would say I put Walt Disney World in number one still because it is bigger. It's the
Oh.
biggest out of
Yeah.
those three. I do like
okay.
that one. Disneyland's Paris, it was pretty. Um,
Yeah.
and what I did like about it was on the inside, it had a walk-through thing upstairs, a bunch of stained glass windows, and you made your way downstairs, and they had the dragon underneath the castle. That it's
Yes.
creepy, man. Like there were kids screaming and bawling, and it's great.
What you're saying is that Europe makes everything scarier.
I guess
Scarier.
so. Yeah, that thing is it's kind of creepy.
I
I
didn't
wouldn't
know
hate
that.
that. I
Oh
would not
yeah,
hate that at all.
Yeah, I
yeah,
didn't know it was creepy. I
yep,
remember hearing about the
I was
dragon, but
wondering if you could go in their cat because I know you can
yep,
at Disneyland California, and I will say that is the one thing that people kind of stand by why California is their favorite is because it's more interactive or immersive, which I get. I totally get. I
yeah,
love that journey for you, but ours is prettier.
yes,
Like,
yeah. I
well,
do think yeah. Look, just comparing the outside, the size, just
now what
looking at
color is
it,
their castle?
pink.
Okay,
Yeah, pink and blue.
because ours isn't. They're about to change ours, so
Yeah,
back to the standard. So,
and it's got water around it, kind of like a moat, and then they use that
okay.
water during the show.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
So it's got enough water to make it a part because
Hmm.
it's just on the kind of the sides at Walt
Yeah.
Disney
No.
World. So
Yeah. Yeah.
so
No.
they
They
actually
use
use
all
their
that water in the
water.
show. Yeah.
Nice. Okay.
and they have like greenery and stuff, I feel like on the sides, like the
Yes.
trees and stuff.
Yes.
So it
Yeah.
just
And
Like a
adds to the
brick,
whole thing.
like not really a walkway, but like a almost like a
like a
brick paved area kind of in front of it too.
like gray kind of
Yeah.
stone like. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And then they have some real psychedelic type um
Psychedelic.
statue decor things out in front that like slowly spin, I don't know, of all the different characters. It looks like I don't know, it looked kind of like a bad welding project. Not a bad
Oh.
welding project, but just like a homemade I don't know. I don't know. I
Yes.
wasn't a big fan of them. I
So
was like, that's
they're
all
real
right.
like Picasso-y kind of looking like
Yeah, yeah.
okay.
I don't know the
Artsy
best
twist.
words, but yeah,
Yeah.
Yes.
So there are
I
they
like
like
your
an ant
psychedelic-y.
yeah,
I was like, wait, psychedelic. I get it.
yeah.
I get where we're going with that.
It's
Okay.
Like someone
different,
was
artsy.
tripping on mushrooms while
They're
Yeah.
just artsy,
building
trying
the
to. Yeah, I don't know.
characters.
They're just yeah.
So
They're
it's almost
different.
like being in Alice in Wonderland. Like we're all on acid trips looking at these like weird like statues.
Yeah, it's just like these metal pieces welded and like painted. I don't know.
Paris.
Anyway,
I mean,
third,
Yeah.
I don't know.
But
it's art, Marty. It's art.
Yeah, yeah.
overall, you felt like your trip to Disneyland Paris was a success?
Oh yeah,
Would you
I would go back for sure. I
you
would
would
like
go
to go
back?
back
Okay.
and see Frozen Land.
Oh, me too.
Okay, so when that opens, I feel like that's when we all should go.
Yes. Sounds
Perfect.
good to
Trip
me.
to Paris.
Sounds good to me.
Well,
So, with that, if anyone,
My turn. If you or your loved one would like to book a trip to Disneyland Paris, please contact us at sales@gallivantgalstravel.com.
or yeah, Marty at
Oh
galvantgalstravel.com
yeah,
says,
or Marty because Marty's been to Paris and Marty. So
yes.
contact Marty ARTI
hi.
at gallivantgalstravel.com.
And remember to like, subscribe, hit that notification button, and we'll see you guys next time.